Hello Zimbabwe, welcome to Farming 263. My name is Deidre Gaza and today we are at ZMX, Zimbabwe Mercantile Exchange, where we are going to meet one of the representatives and they are going to tell us what ZMX is and what it does. So stay tuned for more information. So right now I'm joined by one of the representatives from ZMX and he's going to introduce himself. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Deidre. Good morning, viewers. My name is Kumbira Blessing Nyamwena. I'm the Business Development Manager for this ZMX.
Okay, before we go any further, I would like you to tell our viewers what ZMX stands for.
Okay, ZMX stands for Zimbabwe Mercantile Exchange.
Oh, that's really good. So, you say ZMX is a Zimbabwe Mercantile Exchange, and I would like you to tell us the background of ZMX, how it was formed, and the gaps that you discovered in the industry.
Okay, so ZMX is a commodities exchange, agricultural commodities exchange, and it was formed through a joint venture partnership or a triple P that consists of the both private and public sectors. That is one of them being the Financial Securities Exchange, FinSec, CBZ Bank, and our logistics partner, TSL, the owners of Park Storage, and the government of Zimbabwe through the Grain Marketing Board. So what led to the formation of the Zimbabwe Mercantile Exchange? It was issues to do with promoting price discovery, the issues to do with promoting transparency in the marketing and trading of agricultural commodities, and as I mentioned earlier on, to issues to do with storage. We know post-harvest losses are quite one of the biggest challenges that our farmers are facing in terms of production of the various agricultural commodities. Hence the formation of the Zimbabwe Mercantile Exchange, and through the platform or through the exchange we would also want to do with one of the challenges that farmers face in their marketing of agricultural produce, which is to do with the middlemen. And now as a platform, now we would want to eliminate that, as farmers and buyers can negotiate the prices. They can have a win-win situation.
So you talked about communication between farmers and buyers in the platform. How does this benefit like the farmers in general? Like which farmers are included in this platform?
Okay, so on our platform, all groups of farmers can participate and are participating on the platform, from the communal, from the smallholder farmers, the large-scale commercial, those in the old resettlement schemes, they can participate on their platform. So the information is shared through what we call the USSD platform, where you can get some information about prices, commodities that are available or that are being looked or being sought by the buyers through dialing *727# where you can use even your Kambudzi phone that maybe an individual maybe in the remotest parts of the country can have, or those that are techno-savvy, they can use the web portal where they can go on our website www.zmx.co.zw.
So before we go any further on how farmers do the exchange, I really had a question that I needed to ask. How then do these farmers join ZMX?
Okay, for an individual, maybe I can just say ZMX onboards various groups of the agricultural value chain players. That is from the farmers, from the buyers, the brokers, the financiers, warehouse operators. We can also onboard even microfinance institutions. They can participate. Transport operators, you know, like I mentioned about having logistics partners. Transport operators can also register and participate on ZMX. So for one to register, say for the farmers, like you have said, they can just dial *727 on their phone. Then there are some instructions just as they register when they are using their phones for the various mobile money transfers that they want, or for their banks. And they can also register through the web portal, where you can access it through www.zmx.co.zw.
Do you mind elaborating on the requirements that are needed as a firm?
Okay, so I mentioned that one can register through the USSD or the web portal, or you can use through, you can download a mobile application on your Android or your iOS, that is your Play Store. You can download the mobile application that you can use to register on ZMX. Then talking about farmers, how what are their requirements? The obvious requirements are like their registration, national registration, identification details, like their ID or passport numbers. Then for farmers, they are also required to register with the Agricultural Marketing Authority, and I think the payment or the registration fee is like $1 per year. So even the smallest of the farmers can afford to pay that registration fee, so that we can just have a database where we can easily know who is a farmer, who is not. And for brokers or traders, again, they are required by ZMX rules that they also register with their Agricultural Marketing Authority as a grains or oilseeds trader or broker.
So I've heard about the registration process that is undergone. So I want to ask, as a farmer that I have registered with ZMX, what are the services that you are going to offer me as a farmer?
Okay, so at ZMX, we basically provide like the agricultural commodity trading platform. We also utilize what is called the warehouse receipt system. I'll mention more about the warehouse receipt system in our next discussions. Then we also have what we call commodity agricultural value chain financing or trade financing, where we can support farmers to access or funding for their agricultural activities. Then as an exchange, we are a member of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Association of Commodities Exchange. So we also support farmers in terms of importation and exports of various agricultural commodities.
So I think the viewers are very curious and eager to know what is receipt warehousing.
Okay, so the Zimbabwe Mercantile operations or activities are governed by the Warehouse Receipt Act. Hence, we talk of having the warehouse receipt system. So for someone or a farmer to be given a warehouse receipt, he or she has to deposit his or her commodities in a registered, ZMX registered warehouse. So the warehouses are registered by the Registrar of Warehouses, which is under Ministry of Agriculture. That is the Plant Quarantine Services Institute. So when a farmer brings his or her commodities, it is weighed, graded, the quality of that commodity is also then determined, and all this information will be captured on the warehouse receipt that is issued in the name of the farmer. So this warehouse receipt is recognized as a liquid asset by the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, and it was given also a prescribed asset status by the Insurance and Pensions Commission of Zimbabwe, and it is recognized as a security by the Securities Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe. Hence, a farmer, after being issued with this receipt, can approach a financier or an input supplier or any, we also have even equipment suppliers or machinery suppliers so that they can liquidate their warehouse receipts. Farmers can unlock value or liquidity through this warehouse receipt that will be issued in his or her name. So hence we talk about having the warehouse receipt system.
Okay, so we are talking about the farmers' commodities, right? What kind of commodities do you deal with?
Okay, so as under the Warehouse Receipts Act and its accompanying regulations and statutory instruments, the Zimbabwe Mercantile Exchange has about 48 commodities that are eligible for trading on the exchange, and these are under the grains and oilseeds, and we also have livestock and horticulture products that are eligible for trading, and giving us a total number of 48. So let me just take this opportunity that as an exchange, from the 18th of October, even cotton and its byproducts such as cotton lint and the ginned cotton seed are now also eligible for trading on the exchange.
That's a huge step that you've taken, right?
Definitely, and we celebrate with the cotton farmers.
Which is really good. Then I wanted to ask also a question. You were talking about warehouses. Where are the warehouses located? Are you the ones who have it, or?
Okay, so as I mentioned when we started this conversation, that we also on board some warehouse operators on the exchange. So we have currently around 31 registered warehouses that we have onboarded, and these warehouses are in the hands of both the public and private operators. So among them we have some warehouses that are registered under the Grain Marketing Board, that is GMB. We have others that are under Back Storage, our logistics partner, or we have others that are in the hands of Kotco. I've mentioned onboarding of cotton in these byproducts on the exchange. Then we have some other private players who have some cold chain facilities. Remember I mentioned that cotton is also eligible for trading on the platform. Then we have SNP and Loge Logistics. So these are across the country's main cities, and plans are at an advanced stage to onboard more warehouses in the country to ensure that we minimize cost of transportation by the farmers.
Okay, so we have heard about the registration and the warehousing, but then I think everybody is interested in knowing about the pricing mechanization that you use.
Okay, like I said, the Zimbabwe Mercantile Exchange, the platform, brings the buyers, and it's a platform where buyers and farmers meet, and then they do sort of negotiating about the prices, so that there is that price discovery. And I think from now I will hand over to our trades coordinator, Mr. Ngoni Choruma, so that he can highlight more information about how this platform works, how these buyers and traders do the negotiation and agree on the final prices through the online trading platform.
Thank you very much for your information that you've given us.
Thank you.
Right now I'm joined by the trading coordinator, Mr. Ngoni, who is going to introduce himself to our viewers.
Okay, thank you. My name is Ngoni Choruma, and I am the trade coordinator for Zimbabwe Mercantile Exchange.
Okay, Mr. Ngoni. So I would like you to explain how your online platform works to the buyer and to the farmer.
Okay, thank you. So I'm just going to take the viewers back on in terms of the registration on the platform. This will pave way for us to actually explain on how the trading system works. So I think Kumbira has actually explained how farmers or buyers register on the platform. So he has explained about 3 alternative ways of registering on the platform. Either you are using the USSD platform, which is *727#, or the ZMX website, which is zmx.co.zw, or alternatively you can actually download the ZMX application using be it an Android device or iOS on Apple. So in terms of registration, after getting to the platform, there are options. So one has to register as a buyer or as a farmer. So for a farmer, there are different requirements, and I think KB has pretty much preempted everything in terms of the requirements. So upon that, we now move to the platform, which we call ZMX runs what we call an automated trading system, which actually displays your trading. It's a platform that farmers and buyers come to interact, and which actually displays the trading data in real time. So what happens is, I think this has been explained before, that it is a prerequisite for a farmer to first deposit their commodity on the ZMX warehouse, because ZMX trading on the platform is based on the warehouse receipt. So the first thing that a farmer has to do is to deposit their commodity into the ZMX warehouse. Upon delivery, they are issued a warehouse, and automatically their account, which is the trading account that we are talking about here, is credited with the exact amount of commodity or the exact quantity of commodity that they have deposited in their warehouse. So this means that a farmer can now come to the ATS and actually post a sell order with their commodity at their preferred price. Then on the buyer side, it is a prerequisite for a buyer to first pre-fund their account. So I am buying Ngonzashi, I want to buy maize on the ZMX platform. The first step is that I have to deposit money into the ZMX account. So upon delivery, I can now come on to my ZMX trading account, which I have created before. Then I post a buy order with my preferred price. So basically, this is how farmers and buyers come on the platform to interact. So in terms of price discovery, so after the farmer has posted their order, the buyer has to come and match the price of the farmer. So the commodity of the farmer can only be bought if the buyer is matching the price of the farmer, or has posted an order which is slightly above or any price above the preferred price of the farm. So that's how the commodity is bought, and that becomes the market price. So once we have a price that is posted by the buyer which is above or matches the farmer's price, that commodity, that order now matches. That becomes the market price of the day. So basically, that's how we get to the pure price discovery, whereby price is determined by demand and supply.
How then does the buyer collect his commodities or her commodities from the farmer?
Okay, thank you. So that process, basically, that's what we call the settlement process. So this is what happens after the order is matched. In terms of the buyer side, when they actually buy the commodity, it's actually specified on the automated trading system or the ATS where the commodity is located. So the buyer actually knows where the warehouse where they are going to collect that commodity. So our trades team would actually issue a release note, which will actually allow it will actually allow the buyer to go and collect. That is the document that they will use for collection of their commodity at the specific warehouse that their commodity is located. That is on the buyer side. And in terms of the farmer side, our settlement period is T+3, which means within 3 working days, the funds of the farmer are transferred from the buyer's account to the farmer's account. So within 3 days, the farmer will receive their funds, and the buyer will also collect their commodity at this specified warehouse. So basically, that's how the settlement works.
Okay, I want to take you back on the farmers' commodities. They were saying you're targeting from smallholder farmers to commercial farmers. So yes. Which is the minimum commodities the farmer has to produce to you guys?
Okay, so in terms of the minimum commodity, that a farmer has to deposit, it all depends on the warehouse operator. So as for now, we have been running retail maize, which means a farmer can deposit any quantity that is acceptable. But the general for most warehouses is at least 1 ton, that a farmer has to deposit 1 ton.
Okay.
But if we do have warehouses, since I have said that we have public and private sector warehouses, so for those warehouses that may accept quantities that are below 1 ton, it is also possible for a farmer to deposit below 1 ton.
Okay.
But we do encourage small-scale farmers to aggregate their commodities so that they can deposit at least 1 ton and above.
Thank you very much for that. I would also want to ask about your platform. You said it's a real-time platform. How then does the farmer get notified that their commodities has been bought, or how do they go about that?
Okay, thank you. So I think we have talked before about the account, the trading account that a farmer has or a buyer has. So this account, everyone has access to the data that is occurring, or of the activities that are occurring on the platform in real time. So as a farmer, once I have posted my order, once the order is matched, I can actually see it on my on my account, on my trading account. So maybe to help most of the viewers understand, I think we can just take them through the automated trading system and how it looks like and how the interaction will be taking place. So what we have here is the automated trading system. So from the start, I think at the top of the screen you can see it's written secondary market and primary market. So the secondary market is our continuous market, which runs from Monday to Friday. So at 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. people can actually trade commodities. So this is continuous and this is for all commodities. Then on the side there is the primary market. The primary market is now what we call the auction system, where it's actually running by using the Dutch system. So it also runs from 8 to 4 p.m. So the only difference is that in terms of the auction system, it has a fixed day, which is Wednesday. It only runs on Wednesday. And in terms of matching of the orders actually match at the end of the day, which is different from the secondary market. So on the secondary market, the orders will actually match as they come in. So that is the main distinction between the primary market and the secondary market. So I'm just going to explain now the outlay of the ATS system. So as you can see at the far left, it's written commodity. So in terms of commodity, so the first commodity that you can see is written cotton. So that's a code that we have, which is specifying the commodity type, which is cotton, and the A is representing the grade of the commodity. And after the grade of the commodity, we have the warehouse location, which I have actually explained before. So when it's COTGOK, it means it's cotton located in Gokwe. So the warehouse is located in Gokwe, and after that, that's the code of the currency. So that is all under commodity. So it will be specifying the commodity grade, the warehouse location, and the currency that we're actually using to trade. So after that, the second column is actually showing what we call the settlement period. So in terms of the settlement period, I think I've explained before, this is the time that it takes for the funds to get to the farmer's account and the commodity to get to the buyer's account. So this is the second column, which is the settlement period. So as you can see, for most commodities that are currently on the board now, we have T+3, which means that settlement is occurring within 3 working days. Then after that, we have what we call the best bid volume, and we have the best bid price, and we have the volume ask, and we have the price ask, and we have the price, which is the volume weighted average. So in terms of the bids, these are the best volumes that the buyers are actually placing, and the price that the buyers are actually pricing, and the volume the volume that is for the farmers, and the price that the farmers are actually posting. And remember, these are the preferred prices for the buyers or for the farmers. Then the price volume weighted average, that is the average price using the volumes that are posted on the platform. And the column after that, that is the last price. The last price shows that is basically the last traded price on the market. So as you can see, maybe an example that I can give is for maize. So for maize, which is located at the maize grade B, located at Back Logistics, which is here in Harare, was last traded at 424, which is that's $402 per metric ton. Then our system is default to cents, so that's why the prices are 0.4024. That's price per kg. So when it's actually a ton, you just multiply that by 1,000. That becomes 402.40 cents per metric ton of maize. So that will be the last traded price for the market. Then from there, we now have the traded volumes. For now, there are 0 volumes because there's nothing that has been traded today. And the turnover, that is actually the market value of the commodity that has been traded for the day. And the open high and open, there's the open high and low and change that actually represents the price movement for the day. So the open, that is the reserve price, the price that the market is actually opening at, and the high, that means the highest price for the day, and low actually represent the lowest price for the market for the day, and the change represent the change from the previous market price, and the units of measurements, I think that's the last column. And as you can see on your far right, there are now options in terms of buying and selling. So this is where you can now buy your commodity and sell your commodity. So as a buyer, I'll now click on the buy button, and I can actually buy the commodity. So once you have placed a buy order, that buy order will be GTC, which means it will be good till cancelled. So my order would actually remain on the board until it is matched or until I have cancelled it, which is the same on the seller's price. Once I have place the sell order, it's also good till cancelled. So basically this is how the platform works. So once a seller has posted their order, it shows on the board where it's written recent orders. So once the order shows there, a buyer would also place their bid, and once the order matches, remember the order has to match when the buyer meets the price of the farmer or beats the price of the farmer. So once that is done, the order is matched, and it can actually display on the ATS system, and everyone has access to this data. So which means on the buyer side you have access to this, and on the farmer side you have access to this. So basically the ATS is an interactive platform for buyers and sellers. So that's all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ngoni, for taking us through your platform. But there's that one aspect that I need you to elaborate on the farmer side. Like, how do they send their commodities to the warehouse? And which farmers do you target throughout Zimbabwe, or is only targeted for a certain place?
Okay, thank you. So in terms of the farmers, how they get to trade on ZMX, I think we have pretty much explained the first step about registering on the ZMX platform. So once a farmer is registered, the next step that they have to do is to book a delivery. So by booking a delivery, a farmer is actually notifying ZMX that they want to bring their commodity to a ZMX certified warehouse. So this step, the farmer actually select the ZMX certified warehouse that is actually closest to them. So be it a farmer is in Bindura, be it a farmer is in Marondera, be it a farmer is in Marsh West or Marsh Central, Marsh East or Manyika Land, whichever province that the farmer is, there are different warehouses that farmers can actually pick. So a farmer in Matabeleland would have to select a warehouse that is actually closest to them, there in Matabeleland. So once they have booked their delivery, the next step is they have to select if they have transport or they'd like to be provided with transport. So those are the two options in terms of transporting their warehouse, their commodity from their farm to the specific warehouse that they have selected. So once a farmer has, let's just assume this farmer has her own transport, they move their commodity to the ZMX warehouse. Once the commodity is delivered, that's where the warehouse receipt is actually issued. From there, farmer can now trade their commodity on the platform. So in terms of the farmers that we are actually targeting, I think that has been explained before, that we are looking at every farmer, whoever is a farmer, and even aspiring farmers, we're actually looking into those as well. So this is a national market, this is a market for Zimbabwe. So hence the motto, ZMX Musika Wenyu, Umkambo Wenyu.
Okay, in terms of the transportation, you said it's either their own transport or you provide the transport. So yes. In provision of your transport, is there an extra charge that is charged, or is taken from the subscriptions that they pay?
Okay, thank you. So I think so. In terms of the transportation, we have transporters that actually on board on the ZMX platform, and this has been explained before that we have different participants on the ZMX platform. So transporters are also some of the stakeholders that participate on the ZMX platform. So in terms of paying these transporters, it's actually up to the farmer. They can pay the transporters in cash, or they can pay after selling their commodity on the ZMX platform. But the farmer would have to carry the cost of transporting their commodity.
So I hope you guys have heard a lot from ZMX. And before we close the show, I would like you, Mr. Ngoni, to give us your social media handles for ZMX, where farmers can contact you for more information or any queries that they have.
Okay, thank you. So farmers can get in touch with us on our social media handles, that is Zimbabwe Mercantile Exchange, on Facebook and on Twitter and also on LinkedIn. Then they can also visit our website, which is zmx.co.zw.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ngoni. And I think we have come to the end of our show. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media handles, that is Farming263, and also press that notification button. Thank you very much.